Welcome to the Law, Your Money, and You. I'm Roberta Sapphire, an attorney in Sharon, Massachusetts, and
I'm Camille Barron. I'm a healthcare advisor and financial organizer, also in Sharon, Massachusetts. And before we introduce our guest today, I just want to let our viewers know that we are in our brand new studio here in Sharon. And it's wonderful to be here. It's a very professional environment here, and we're very pleased that this is our first show in this new studio.
yes, it is. We've been waiting a long time, and you wouldn't know it. There's construction going out, but there's a multi-million-dollar brand new school, and we have with us today, we are very happy to have with us today what they refer to as a rising senior, and he's one of our best team members at the Law, Your Money, and You, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce Pranav Sharma. And there he is. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and welcome.
And welcome.
Yeah, well, first, thank you for having me. But like Roberta said, I am a rising senior. I am here, I take school here at Sharon High School. I play for the Sharon High School soccer team. This year I'll be playing for varsity.
Oh, great.
Yeah. I am a team member at the Law, Your Money, and You. I've been here for, I think it's almost over a year now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but what you've done in over a year, they along with his family, they participated in another town's Walpole Day, it was called, and we did very well there. He's also participated in Rotary events.
Mm-hmm.
So, in fact, so much so that Rotary has him on their what do you call it? Their brochure that they give out right in the front page. So, needless to say, we got a lot of those, and that's wonderful. He also helped at the senior dinner. So he's and the trunk or treat. So he's helped with little kids, and he's helped with old kids there. Which one did you like the best?
Maybe you better not answer that one.
Oh, yeah.
He might be alienating somebody if they're not the ones he likes the best.
Well, I enjoyed both events.
That's
Oh,
good.
that's
There
good
you go.
answer, good
You're a
answer.
politician
Now,
already.
in school, what subjects do you like the
Can
best?
I just say one thing?
Oh, no, you go.
Before we go on about Pranav, we've gotten some very good feedback from our followers about the lovely newsletter, of which Pranav is a co-editor. And he's done a wonderful job with the layout of the piece and the writing. We're just so pleased about that.
Yeah, we'll forget about Herschel, who is a co-editor, and I don't know how, I know how it happened. We interviewed Herschel, who's been with us, it is a year. Herschel went to India, and you were away in India then, and we were going over with him, asking him the same stuff. So why don't we start with, tell us about your trip to India, and how often do you go, and because I don't think very many people do that.
You
Maybe
bet.
they do. Well, tell us about that.
Yeah, so most of my family resides in India, since my parents immigrated from there in, I think, the year 2000. So almost every 2 years, at least before COVID hit, we used to go to India to meet with our family, since we don't get to see them much. And India, in some ways it's similar to here, but in other ways it's completely different. I'd say the major difference is it's significantly more crowded, because India is the largest population in the world, so you see so many people.
Really?
And India has a lot of, it's traditionally more everyone's more connected, the neighbors, they just come into your house, they don't even have to ask. People just come in and out of your houses. It's more everyone's a family there, even if you're not directly related, the whole neighborhood is your family.
That's great.
Well, that's
I love that
fascinating.
idea.
I think it used to be that way everywhere when people didn't have transportations or cell phones or all that stuff. You lived in the little areas.
I'd say even our grandparents had that kind of an environment where everybody lived kind of close together, and their family were around them, maybe not within walking distance, but very close.
That's like Boston had its areas. There was the Irish area, the Italian area, the Jewish area, Yeah, I don't think there was no India area.
At least
Yeah.
not back then.
No, but now, although when people come over here, they go to all different states and all different cities. Is there one area that
Yeah,
they go to?
in New Jersey, Edison, New Jersey, it's like the population of Indian people there is like very high. It's majority Indian, so a lot of people who are Indian when they immigrate, they go to New Jersey because they might have family or already a community there for them. So it's easier for
Nice.
them to like get used to immigrating.
How
That's
how
right.
did that start, New Jersey?
I don't really know how it started, but like once it started, then more people just keep coming to the same area, so the population just kept increasing.
That's interesting. My daughter is in Arizona, and I think there's a good Indian population starting there. You know, people just think of Spanish, but the Spanish is Indian. They're all over. Very nice people. So what we started to say, what do you do to prepare to go? Do you have to pack certain things? What's the climate overall?
The
there?
climate there's it's like subtropical, so it'd be similar to like Florida in most areas. But also India is like a very large country. There's like deserts, there's rainforests, there's mountains, like the Himalayas. They're at the north of India. But like where I go in India, it's a state called Kerala. It is like a tropical, subtropical area with rainforests and jungles. So it's very different from here in Massachusetts.
Do they have, like they say, people ride elephants and all that?
Yeah, there's elephants there.
Really?
Yeah, some of them are in captivity, but there's also some like in nature as well, I'm pretty sure.
That's fascinating.
You know, something interesting about the rainforest, I was reading that in Southeast Asia, generally speaking, Southeast Asia, I think China is building a high-speed railway from the general, from the southern part of China, going into one of the subtropical countries. It may be not, it's not India, but a little further east. And one of the problems that people oppose about that is that it's going to go through the rainforest, and they're going to get rid of a lot of the
rainforest too it would go through?
I don't think it would there, but
How
generally.
far is India from China? See, I don't know
I
anything
mean,
about that.
They're both like very large countries. India actually borders China and some in like the northeast, I believe.
So this a country, I can't recall the country it is though, but anyway, people are against it because it's going to disrupt the rainforest. And the reason that that's a concern is because that's the habitat among other
A lot of
live
animals.
other animals, the bat population. And people, the people who believe that the bats caused COVID, they're very concerned because bats can actually transmit diseases. And if their environment is disrupted, there's a possibility they could go into more populated areas. And there again, there's a risk of another illness being born.
We had a client that had bats in the house for years and years and years, and somebody said to them, "Why don't you get rid of them?" "Why? They don't bother me and I don't bother them."
Right. Well,
That was their attitude, whereas other people, they couldn't get rid of them fast enough. But you're in a new school now. What's your favorite subject? Or is it any of the old teachers? Is it all new? Or?
Oh, I like learning economics. I took it this past year. It's been like my favorite subject to learn because it like relates to like your everyday life. Like whereas like other subjects like math, you might not use like such advanced math in your everyday life. Economics is like happens every day and it affects you.
Do they have courses where if you take it in high school, it's like goes to your first year of college?
Yeah, that's
They
what I
have
took,
that now?
AP Economics. It's called Advanced Placement.
Oh, yeah.
What are
So-
some of the things that strike you
Yeah.
the most about the economics classes that you took that you think is relevant today?
I think like there's the political side of economics because that's the side that most people hear about because economics also like the politicians influence it and the government plays a large role in it and people like debate how much the government should play a role and like
Mhm.
if they should play a role at all.
Mm.
I know my boys, much older than you, but I remember one of them majored in economics. It was just starting. They were all majoring in economics. It was fascinating, even though they weren't going to be an economics teacher or anything. Like one would be, people would be businessmen. Well, it seems like the businessmen and economics, lawyers, everything is economics. But it's funny, the math. The math is hard, and yet they. Why do you think they have all these math courses that nobody will ever use, like calculus?
I don't really know.
Do you have to take that?
I mean, they're optional, but it's like very recommended that you take them.
Well, I wonder if with technology and algorithms, so if you're going to have to develop algorithms, would that, you probably have to have some sophisticated math background, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure most places require that.
Yeah. So that's a relevant use of that.
So for our viewers who don't understand, explain an algorithm and how it would be.
Well, let's say you're on an application of some sort. I mean, Facebook is one that everybody knows, and any website or app, not any, but most, they figure out, how a user is using it and where they're going, where on the website they're going, and they'll tailor the experience for the user according to their choices. Another one is websites, say for health insurance, because I have been in health insurance, like say Medicare for older people. If you go onto a website for figuring out the best insurance to purchase, particularly on the prescriptions, the algorithm will figure out the best plan, the most economical plan for
Isn't
you.
that fascinating?
Yeah. Now that's all I know about algorithms. I'm probably missing a
Can
whole
you
lot.
add anything to that?
I think
I can't. but-
yeah, I think that covers it. Just like tailors like a user experience that like benefits them the most. Like especially with ads, like like YouTube, like a lot of people like get YouTube ads that like when they search something on Google, like then 30 minutes later when they watch YouTube they get an ad like about that. So that's part of like algorithms, like finding what
yeah,
you searched and putting it out
they
to you.
send it to you. That's why if you
Yeah.
look up something, all of a sudden you're getting a zillion emails about that product.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. And we use YouTube a lot, and all of a sudden there's commercials and commercials and commercials, ads, which were never there before. So that's fascinating. But okay, so what other subjects? You got the economics.
Business?
I'm like, for business they don't offer like classes here, but that's something I would like to like do with when I go to college. That's something I'm interested in, like the business side.
Mm.
Well, there's business law and business accounting and business. Do they have where you can take courses at another school or this or that and get credit?
I think they offer that option, but I think you have to be like exceptional in some category to like do that, or you have to do it through a community college over the summer.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Mhm.
Have you thought about doing that?
Not really, because I want to like enjoy my summer. I don't want to be studying.
That's true. That's very true. And
It's
when you're a
interesting.
senior, it's going to be
Yeah.
important to add whatever way you can to gather that type of information.
So when you're a senior, you'll start looking at colleges, although I think you've already started, have you?
Yeah, I've started looking at a couple.
Where have you looked?
I'm looking in like near Boston area or Massachusetts. I visited UMass Amherst. I really like that school. I'm gonna visit BU in Northeastern. Those are two of my
She's
other
a BU.
choices.
I went to BU.
Oh yeah, both of you are alumni, right?
Well, I didn't graduate though.
Oh. Yeah.
That's funny.
So I just want to stay in the Boston area. I like the city, and I want to enjoy city
Isn't it-
campus.
well, they used to say Boston is the cultural and educational capital of the world. people come here from all over the world for their medical and everything. And yet we can't wait to get out of here, a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, I think it's wise that you're
All
focusing.
cities are that way.
Yeah, I think so. And I think you'll have a really good cultural experience if you do stay in Boston or in the area. I think that the courses that you're choosing are
Very
perfect
good.
because
Yes.
really, in order to even function in this environment today with the technology, the global economy, and business and the technology supporting businesses evolving quicker than we can blink an eye. It's unbelievable how fast. So to be able to focus on those things, even if you don't go into a profession on those topics particularly, it's really important to
And
understand it all.
stays with you forever.
Exactly.
You know, it's interesting though. We've been at this for 14 years or something.
Something like
And
that.
all our team members that we call them are all successful, and they're all overbright.
Mhm.
They're all overbright. It just seems to be that way. We get these smart ones. So on that note, tell us what you do as a team member for the LymYOU Money and You.
As a team member, I do a lot of technical things, especially with the shows. I upload them to YouTube, and we create podcasts out of them. We released a couple recently. And also I work on the newsletter that we release every 2 months. As Camille said, we released a new format for the newsletter. We made it more modern looking, and we
Yeah, you
changed it
did.
up.
Wonderful. Wonderful. You also have written articles, haven't you?
Oh yeah, that's part of the newsletter process. You had to create articles, format them, find images that match with them, and try to get articles from other people as well to change it up and make it look more diverse.
What's the hardest part about the newsletter?
I think the hardest part is the formatting it, because you want to make it look aesthetically pleasing, but you also want it to have the information that people are willing to read.
So selecting the topics, especially for the first page, is important.
And it's, since it reaches all peoples, from young to old, all different categories. Yeah, we have quite a bit followers, from people in the health field to lawyers. We have an ex-CIA agent, which he's so fascinating, and we have students like you. We've followed students that started law school even before and went through the COVID and what they went through and graduated, passed the bar, and now working. And in one case, the fellow was married and has kids. So we really watch them. We have people that have gone to Northeastern, BU. We have one is Emory. We have them all over the world. We got them in Brazil. But anyway, besides that, what other organizations are you involved in? And then we'll get back to the LymYOU Money and
Yeah.
You.
Another main one I'm involved in is the Canton Cat Shelter. Essentially, I help take care of the cats there that people leave, or that stray cats they find. And it's actually it's a good community there. There's many volunteers, people of different ages. There's people who are younger than me, and there's people who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s.
Older people.
Yeah. It's just, there's a lot of different people there, and they all taking care of the animals and trying to rehabilitate them so they can find new owners and live happy lives.
Is it just cats?
Yeah, that shelter is just for cats.
Oh.
And you like cats?
Oh yeah, I love cats. And also, especially my brother loves cats. He's the main reason I'm doing it, because he wanted someone to take care of the cats with, so I offered to help him.
Oh, he does it too?
Yeah.
Are you going to bring one of them home?
I don't know, because I'm going to be leaving next year, and my brother has 3 years, and I don't know if my parents want to take care of a cat on their own.
Uh-huh.
So, because of maybe when we're older, we'll get a cat.
Becca in our office loves her cat. She dazzles. She'd stick them in the newsletter. A lot of people we were putting pets in. How many cats are there?
It's always changing, because new ones come in and people adopt old ones. Sometimes there's just 2, sometimes there's 10. So it just
Really?
varies.
Did they have different personalities?
Oh yeah, some of the cats are very like open, so like immediately when you meet them, they're willing to like play, like walk around, explore the like the shelter. But some of them they're scared and they want to stay in their
In the
like
in-
cage.
Oh,
Yeah.
they don't want
Oh.
to come out.
Yeah.
When my daughter was younger, we used to have 2 cats. The reason we got the
Mm.
second one is so the older cat could have somebody to play with when we're at school and work. But anyway, the first cat was fine. Midnight, I think, was his name. But the second cat was obviously had been abused because she wouldn't come out of her cage and she wouldn't let
Oh.
anybody touch her. She wouldn't let
Oh.
anybody pet
Where'd
her.
you get her?
It was at a shelter, but she was so
Yeah.
cute. So we had this cat, and very rarely did anyone touch her. Alicia, my daughter, eventually she was able to pick her up, and the cat slept in her bed with her. But I never was able to touch
Isn't that
the cat.
interesting?
Never. She was so scared.
I had a friend who had a cat, and all of a sudden one day the cat attacked the kid, and she got rid of it because there
Yeah.
was this. Do you have situations like that where they're nice and friendly, and then all of a sudden they get?
Very
Nasty.
rarely. Most of the
Yeah.
cats they don't attack us unless you like
Mm.
trouble them.
Are there any mean cats?
Yeah, sometimes they are, but like after
Yeah.
like a week or two, they get used to the people and they start behaving
Really?
more friendly.
I had one cat experience that I enjoyed, actually, too. Other than that, I really very careful. I used to take my dog for a walk. I'd come out of the house, and the minute I got to the end of the sidewalk, the cat would appear. And it would follow us and take the walk with us, play with my dog, and then come back home. And when I got to the sidewalk, he would take off. Then he stopped, and then I saw the owner a month or so afterwards. The cat, they say any animal that's not on a leash, this vet told me, will be dead in 6 months because they get, they run out in the street, they get hit by a car. But I found out that the cat used to go to people's houses, and if a guy was out working in his yard, the cat would be there with him. If the kids came home from school, the cat would be there to greet them. And it was fascinating. I loved that cat. Then there was another cat that a friend had. They used to say the cat thought it was a dog.
I've heard that before. With other,
Yeah?
Yes.
Other than that, I don't know any cats.
Well, in another, a little bit later, my daughter was living in the condo that I had, and I was out, but she was living there with a roommate. And anyway, they had, I think, 2 cats already, and they got a dog, a little dog, and the dog would think it's a cat. Because there were 2 cats
Never
around.
heard that one.
Yeah, and so
Yeah,
the
hear
dog
that
would
one?
see the cats going up and down the stairs. So the dog would go up the stairs, but he was afraid to come back down.
That's
Because he
funny.
saw the cats coming down, he would be crying because he couldn't get back down. So my daughter or her roommate would have to go up the stairs, pick the dog up, and bring it down every single time the dog climbed the
That's
stairs.
interesting. You must hear all kinds of stories like that. That's probably why they make them so interesting. Do they ever ask you to take the cat home?
I think they never asked us to. No.
No? What's your favorite? You play. I want to get back to what you do. You play soccer. How's the team doing?
Last year the team did well. They made pretty sure they made the state playoffs and they won a game or 2.
Oh,
Great.
that's fantastic.
Good.
That's fantastic. And I had mentioned pickleball, but they don't do a pickleball team, huh?
No.
I
They don't have
think
that.
there's another town. It's growing. And what your favorite subject is economics?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. And what about next year? What courses are you taking as a rising senior?
The one I'm looking forward to the most is U.S. government. It's another advanced placement class.
Oh, I hate to say it, but we have 2 minutes left.
Oh boy, it went by
But
fast.
did it go by fast? Because I was going to say, maybe you could run for office. Have you thought of that? You're going taking government, economics.
Yeah, I've thought of that.
Really?
This idea I had politician, but I don't know.
You're
If I
too
wanna
young
do
to,
it.
I think
Yeah.
you're young, you don't have to make those decisions. I think that the foundational courses you're taking will allow you to pretty much go in any direction
You would be
with
great.
your
Have
career.
you thought of, because when I first met you, I thought you were into
Robotic?
no, not robotics, the other one, like making websites and designing that. Are you still thinking of that?
Yeah, I've always been wanting to do that, but I haven't started
Yeah,
like that
oh, there's so
process.
much out there for you to
Yeah, there's a lot
explore.
of things to do.
And didn't I tell you that it would go by fast?
Mhm.
Just like sitting talking,
Mm-hmm.
except no food.
Yeah.
Well, I think you've got to wind
Yes, I
up.
do. Thank you very much.
Yes.
We see each other and talk a lot, but it's so nice to just sit here for a half hour
Yeah.
and learn more about you. And to our viewers, I hope that you enjoyed this show. If you have any other questions or thoughts about anything with respect to the law, your money, and you, we want to hear from you. Because remember, this is your show, the law, your money, and you.